Around the country, many states have moved high school sports to the spring, and many seniors are hoping for one more opportunity to play with their teammates. That includes an elite quarterback prospect in Seattle. That's this week's 5-Star Feature. Sam Huard is a 5-star quarterback at Kennedy Catholic High School. His last name is one that's very familiar to football fans in the Seattle area.
My mom's dad played football at the University of Washington. My dad's dad, was a big-time high school coach and also played in college.
We grew up around the game, we were the ball boy or taking stats on Friday night before we eventually played for my dad there at Puyallup High School. And then all three of us, myself, my brother Brock, and my younger brother Luke, went on to play college football. Brock and I both at the University of Washington, Luke at the University of North Carolina.
I guess I'm, following in their footsteps, but, also kind of creating my own legacy. Since as long as I can remember, I think my first word was ball. I've had a football in my hands ever since I can remember, and it's just what I love, and I know that, my family supports it.
Sam and his family have lived in the Seattle area since he was in kindergarten. Combine that with the fact that he's had multiple family members, including his father, play at the University of Washington, it's no surprise that he grew up a Huskies fan. But before he could play at Washington, he had to earn that opportunity, and that's where Kennedy Catholic came in. Coach Sheldon Cross is a friend of the family, and he knew just what to say to Sam to sell him on Kennedy Catholic.
My uncle, who's good friends with Coach Cross, he just said, why don't you go tour Kennedy Catholic and go check it out? And, I haven't really heard of the school, and I'm in 8th grade, so I come check it out, and I met with Coach Cross, and he handed me a Husky little replica football helmet, and he said, hey, if you come here, I promise you'll get here one day. And, when the minute he said that, and, the minute I kind of just learned about the school, I just kind of fell in love with it all, and I knew that this is where I wanted to be.
What I loved is he said, I'm coming to this school in a time where this football program hasn't been coming off of state championships, and it's kind of at the grassroots of something that's going to happen. And what I loved is he wanted to be someone that rolled up his sleeves and put in work and developed. And when you know that he wants to be a part of that quote unquote building something special, that's when I knew he really wanted to be great, and he was going to be great for his team and the school.
Sam has turned out to be better than Coach Cross could have dreamed of. He became Kennedy's starter as a freshman and has been lighting up the scoreboard ever since.
He is probably the best I've ever seen at standing in a pocket and keeping his eyes downfield and being poised in a chaotic pocket. He has an ability to stay confident, stay calm, keep his eyes downfield and go through his reads. He can throw every ball in America. His junior year film, and I've heard this from a lot of numerous Power 5 college football coaches, that's the best film in the country. It's unbelievable.
It's definitely amazing. You get throws that college QBs would make, some NFL QBs would make, so it's it just takes the pressure off of us.
In his first start as a sophomore, he threw 10 touchdowns in one football game, and that's the state record. He threw 9 touchdowns in the first half. He threw 9 of them in one half. We were told that that's the all-time record in high school history in the state or in the United States. And I believe it's the most touchdowns thrown in one half ever in football.
I say, I'm not one of those players that's going to go run around and make plays like that. I'm kind of just someone who sits in the pocket and can make all the throws. My favorite parts about my game is throwing a great deep ball, and I have the guys that can go run and get it. But I just feel like I'm a smart player, and which comes from just working hard and preparing myself, and I'm really accurate, and my decision making is good, and I think it's just from growing up around the game and just kind of being comfortable in it.
I think more than anything, he just has a real poise about him. And then number 2 would probably be just the way I think his teammates respond to him. They want to play with him and for him, and that to me is maybe the most important thing.
He's a great leader overall. He motivates everybody, especially when we're down and we're fighting adversity. He's definitely the type of guy to bring us all up back into the game. Even in practices, it's just, he's an amazing guy overall.
I was blessed to play alongside some of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, Dan Marino, Tom Brady, and I always felt like those guys, they just elevated the game of their teammates. And I think Sam has a great way of connecting with his teammates that makes him different. And that's the coolest thing I think to see as a father. And obviously, the poise and the ability to throw the football and all those things are great, but you better be able to be that natural leader and then connect with your teammates if you're going to be the guy, especially the quarterback.
The leadership, the winning, and the video game statistics led to what Sam had been hoping for. During his sophomore year, he received an offer from the University of Washington, and he didn't waste much time in accepting it.
Of course, as I got older, I'm like, that's my dream. I want to go be a Husky quarterback and run out of that tunnel just as my dad and my uncle and my grandpa did one day. And it just, the minute I got that opportunity, I committed 2 days later. It's just I didn't really want to waste any time. I knew it's where I wanted to go. And, you know, like I said, it's been my dream.
With his college commitment secure, Sam had planned on graduating high school this December and then enrolling at Washington in January. But high school football in the state has been postponed until the spring, and that changed things. While Sam and several other area high school athletes have advocated for the reinstatement of fall sports in Washington, it's not clear if that's going to happen. But what is clear is that Sam wants to play with his Kennedy teammates one more time and try to win the school its first state championship. If that means he has to postpone his high school graduation from December to May, he's willing to do that.
We had a feeling that, you know, maybe football might be pushed back. Is it okay, do I move to another state and play in the fall and then get to UW? Do I just not even play my senior year and get to UW? But ultimately, at the end of the day, I felt before I want to get to UW, I know that I still have some stuff to finish here. You know, winning a state championship with my teammates and, you know, winning that first state championship that the school's ever had in football. And that just means a lot to me. And I just couldn't leave my teammates. I couldn't leave Coach Cross. I couldn't leave the school before I reached that goal.
We would have respected any decision that he made and proud of him no matter what. But that's really cool that he gets to run his team one last time.
If there's one thing Sam has learned from his dad's career, it's that trusting the work he puts in will yield results. That confidence combined with his leadership could take him a long way in football and beyond.
I knew along my journey of being a free agent and fired and rehired, like it's a journey, and sometimes it's your setbacks that are the ones that propel you to the next great accomplishment.
And my goal first off at Kennedy is to win a state championship, and that's where my focus is right now. But at the same time, you know, of course, I'm looking a little ahead to UW. And my goal there is to win a national championship and win a Rose Bowl there and bring it back to Montlake for, you know, the first time in a while. And then, you know, ultimately after that, I just want to, you know, see where football can take me and just continue to just control what I can and work hard and hopefully be able to make it to the NFL one day.
You know, I think he's going to be a great quarterback and play a long time and follow his dreams, but I think he might even be a better coach one day. You know, it'll be fun watching him go that journey too, because I think that's in his blood, just to be around this great game his whole life, much like everyone else in my family.
I want to be process-driven and not result-driven, and being able to really focus on the now and just continue to work hard and just trust that, you know, God has a plan for me and everything will take care of itself.
Thanks for checking out Sports Stars of Tomorrow on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and please subscribe to our channel so you see all of the latest content.